Support WrestleTalk!
Click the thumbs up.
Hello and welcome to the WrestleTalk News. I am Luke Owen. It's not been an easy road for the Revival since coming up to the main roster. The former two-time NXT Tag Team Champions were thought to be one of the best teams in the world, but two horrific injuries, first a Dash Wilder fractured jaw in April, then a Scott Dawson ruptured bicep in July, put the team on an almost permanent hiatus for 2017. The Revival returned to Raw on the December 18th edition, but haven't been put into a program or feud yet. On this week's episode of Raw, after they defeated two jobbers, one of which is the real-life fiancé of Bayley, the Revival cut a promo on tag teams from WWE history, calling themselves professional wrestlers rather than sports entertainers. This will likely lead to a segment on Raw 25 that echoes the Ascension's main roster debut, where legend teams beat down the young guys for a cheap pop. WWE's official Twitter account reposted the video of the Revival killing jobbers, which was retweeted by Dash Wilder, simply saying, "Professional wrestlers." And when a fan pointed out that this was supposedly a banned word in the WWE and that Vince McMahon would be mad at them, Dash Wilder replied, "Already is." Wilder has since deleted this tweet, hence why we only have a cached version of it for this news episode, which suggests that McMahon really is angry at them backstage, presumably because of their double injury stints last year. For now though, the Revival are still employed, which is more than can be said for Jim Johnston. Last year it was revealed that longtime composer Jim Johnston had been released from WWE after 32 years of service, and the man behind classic themes for The Ultimate Warrior, Steve Austin, and many more broke his silence about his departure. In an interview with Sean Mooney's Primetime podcast, Johnston talked about his start in the company, his favorite themes, overcoming stage fright to perform with the DX band, and working 23 hours a day for a week to score WWE's hit movie No Holds Barred. In one of the sadder notes in the interview, Johnston points out that because WWE don't have production credits on their shows, like most other TV shows have, no one in the industry knows his name. He says that because of this, he effectively is starting his career over again from scratch. When asked about his release, Johnston said, "I tend to trust people until unfortunately I've been shown that I shouldn't be trusting. There were people that I really thought were friends who turned out to be not friends. I had a brief conversation with Vince and it was over. All I'll say is that I think there were a lot of ways to end it. There were better ways to end it where everyone could have walked away with a much better feeling. After 32 years, it feels like a lost opportunity to me and I don't really understand it." Another interesting note from the interview is that Johnston feels entrance music now isn't about the character or selling that character, and describes his replacement CFO's themes as something that coincidentally plays when someone comes out, which is actually a common complaint from some wrestling fans about the likes of Bobby Roode and Shinsuke Nakamura. And speaking of Nakamura, we're about to head into a spoiler room brawl, which could spoil the result of the Royal Rumble. So if you want to avoid that, please leave this video now. Click another WrestleTalk video, obviously, but we're about to talk spoilers in 3, 2, 1. Over the Christmas period, there was a potential main event listed for WWE Fastlane, which is the only SmackDown Live pay-per-view between the Royal Rumble and WrestleMania. Nationwide Arena, who are hosting the pay-per-view, released a card that said the main event would see AJ Styles defending his WWE Championship in a fatal 5-way against Shinsuke Nakamura, Randy Orton, Kevin Owens, and Sami Zayn. Now this came with a heavy card subject to change caveat, and it's not unusual for venues to release pay-per-view lineups that never come to fruition. However, Nationwide Arena have doubled down on this card by posting a new video that not only hypes the reported appearance from John Cena, but again says the WWE Championship match will be the fatal 5-way. One would assume that this close to WrestleMania, WWE have the majority of their plans in place, and if that's the case, then this opens up some huge possibilities for Royal Rumble, especially since the video hasn't been taken down. Firstly, it suggests that Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn won't become co-WWE champions in their handicap match against AJ Styles. And secondly, it also means that Shinsuke Nakamura, who was the odds-on favorite, won't be winning the Royal Rumble. This opens up some new possibilities for a winner, including the previously rumored Roman Reigns, who would then clash against Brock Lesnar for the Universal Championship. We have a new United States champion on SmackDown Live! Click the videos in the center of the screen for more awesome wrestling content.